Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the ASEA United Go Pro Mastermind. I can't tell you how excited I am about this day, how much I've been looking forward to this over the last few weeks, and how grateful I am that each of you are here today with something so incredible that Eric and Marina Wari have created for each of us today. You know, today you're going to be hearing from top leaders who've come together. But I want to tell you, each of them have a story. Each of them have a past, but they have looked forward, and the people that you will hear from today are truly going to inspire you, light a way for you to up-level your game, and then, of course, to have Eric and Marina Wari with us as well today. I'm just so grateful and thrilled and honored. Now, again, a few things about the day as we have leaders transitioning for you. Make sure that you're taking a lot of notes, but let me tell you about these notes. Don't put these on a shelf and let them become shelf help, because these are like nuggets of gold for you, for what your future self might accomplish. You know, many of you know that I got started in this profession when I was just 20 years of age. I literally was living in a 40-foot travel trailer with 2 tip outs. I had a little baby, you know, in my arms, and I was a scared, young, broke little mom staying at home. And sometimes I just shudder to think of who I would be had this incredible profession of network marketing not found me years and years ago. But today that we've come together as the very largest, most exciting Super Saturday in ASEA history is something that all of us should be proud of. And as I see all of you coming on, I've got Malaysia, we've got Singapore, I see Europe, I see Oregon, I see California. So grateful that we could all come together through this amazing platform of virtual, of really next level marketing, and grateful and proud that I am here with ASEA today. You know, I've got a couple notes here that I wanted to read with all of you. You know, today there are going to be people in your lives who need you to step up and go to another level, to become the next version of you. This is all about becoming the next version of ourselves. As I've been in a mastermind the last few days, it's about who you are going to become. And I always tell people the master key to your ultimate success will be the person that you become while building your network marketing business. And when you transform lives, you give others a chance to change their health and to see a bigger vision for their life. And I have always found that the greater the obstacle in your life, the bigger the opportunity is. So for whatever obstacle that you've had facing you, you're going to have people who obliterate what those mind blocks might be for you, what some of those skill sets might be for you. And it's really time to peel back the onion to discover another layer of you. And really this weekend, we hope that you make a decision, a bigger, bolder decision of what you want your life and what you want your business to look like in the next 3 months, 6 months, and the next year. Because as we were all just talking upstairs, you guys, we are taking ASEA to the next level. But it can't be with just one voice, with 10. It's when all of us come together and have that bigger vision. You know, I want to tell all of you that I'm so proud of you for helping all of the people that you help. Because one day you're going to tell your own story, and that's going to inspire someone else to dream bigger and to create that story of in their own life. Now, a couple things as well. As we are on here today, for those of you who are on Instagram, go ahead and hashtag Redox Results with pictures of perhaps your favorite speakers. Put that on Redox Results. Perhaps start even sharing your own stories that you have shared into our ASEA Healthy Self site on real Redox Results. We really want to flood the internet with what is happening within ASEA, because I believe it's time for us to all step up and step out and be louder and prouder about what we have to offer. There is no place that I would rather be than here with all of you, telling the world about the greatest gift that I believe that we all have to share. And so with that, I'm going to turn the stage over to my amazing friend, the godfather of network marketing, the largest trainer in our network marketing space, my mentor, my friend, the amazing Eric Wari. And so with that, Eric.
All right. I'm coming.
Here's coming.
And am I bringing you back when I'm done?
Yep, I'll come back up and I'll introduce
cool.
Dick.
Hi, everybody. How you doing? Good morning, good morning,
The
good morning.
next level of you guys. The
Or
next
good
level of
afternoon or
you.
good evening. It's great to see you, and it's so fun to have some of your fantastic leaders and corporate representatives upstairs here at our home watching on the different screens around our house. I wish you could be here. I understand some of you just maybe even earned your way here but couldn't do it because of travel restrictions and what's going on in our world today. But I want to take some time as we start and talk to you about where we're at in the network marketing profession, specifically where you're at as a company, and the moment that we find ourselves in. We find ourselves in a magical moment. And there are going to be people who look back in this moment with pride because they took action, and there's also going to be a lot of people that look back at this moment with regret because they didn't take action. They were on cruise control, and they wish that they could have changed that situation and created a better future for themselves. So if you're ready to take your ASEA business to the next level, I want you to put a number 1 into the comments. Every one of you is ready to absolutely, this is your moment, this is your time, you're going to take this thing and you're going to crush this. And I want to encourage all of you, don't be a tourist, just sit back there. No, I'm not going to type, I'm just watching, show me something. Don't be a tourist, really play hard inside of this mastermind that we're going to do together today. And when people give you assignments, follow through. When you make sure you take notes from people who are offering their wisdom from you, you're going to hear decades worth of wisdom and $1 million worth of ideas over the course of these 5 hours from the incredible presenters that you have. So I want to set the stage today a little bit and tell you the journey in network marketing is an interesting one. And it was interesting for me. I've been involved in and around this profession for 33 years. I mean, I'm retired from the field and from corporate. I work as an ambassador, as a trainer, as an advisor, as a coach to the entire network marketing world. And I get to see all these different things that are going on. I get to help the top earners in the profession up their game. For the last 2 days, we had about 100 people who averaged around $1 million a year in earnings, just working to take their game to the next level. So I get to see what's working, what's not working. I get to see all these different things. I get to advise, I get to help, but it wasn't always that way. I got to tell you, when I first started in this profession, it was 1988, before many of you were born. 1988, I started off in this profession, and at the time, I was 23 years old. I had 18 jobs prior to that. I was just, a low-level, entry-level type of a person. I barely escaped high school. And I was a little bit scared. I was a little bit desperate. You hear these stories, but I'm telling you, there's so many of them are true. Some people join our profession for inspiration, and some join for desperation, and I joined for desperation. Which was it for you? Did you join ASEA for inspiration? You were inspired, yes, let's go. Or was it desperation? Something had to change. I'd like to see in the comments, inspiration or desperation, because it's all over the board. And for me, I just needed something to change. I needed to have a situation where I could get some traction in my life and get away from entry level and get away from, the service jobs and the labor jobs and all these different things, and find a way to take my skills, develop my skills, and go to another level. And I would love to tell you that when I got involved in network marketing, everything changed. But here's the truth. The truth is, network marketing is an incredible opportunity. ASEA is an unbelievable opportunity. But all it's going to do is give you the ability to get involved and then grow. It will be patient while you grow, but you need to grow in order to be able to maximize the opportunity. I'd love to tell you, I got involved, everything changed. My career just went on a skyrocket. I became $1 million earner overnight, no problem. But here's the truth. The truth is, I got involved and I had a little tiny bit of success in the first 90 days, and then everything fell apart. My whole team quit and I didn't have anywhere to go. Actually, one of the greatest gifts I ever received is I had no place to go. I didn't have a lot of options. I didn't have a lot of places I could go to make money. So when everything fell apart, the only real option I had in the short term was to go back in and rebuild. And in my first 3 years in network marketing, I rebuilt my team 7 times. 7 times I would build it up and then it would fall apart. And then I'd build it up again and it would fall apart. And I thought there was something, wrong with either network marketing or maybe even wrong with me. Maybe I'm not meant for this. Maybe I haven't figured it out. And I talk about it in the book, Go Pro. There was a moment where everything changed. A couple things shifted after I was involved for 3 years. First, the one thing that kept me in the game, the one thing that kept me in the game, kept me going, was events. I had a mentor tell me, don't ever miss an event. Always be there. So I never missed an event, no matter what. If I couldn't afford it, I still found a way. If there was other things going on, I still moved my schedule around, and I never missed an event. I was always there, and it kept me. Have any of you ever experienced this, where you just didn't know if you were going to do it, and then you went to an event, and then you got another life, and then you went to another event, you got another life? Put a 5 into the comments if that's ever happened to you. You're just like, oh, I'm not sure. You go to an event, changed everything. Okay. And it doesn't buy you another 5 years, but it buys you another 6 months. It buys you another 9 months of inspiration and focus. And that's what it did for me. And I'll never forget, I was at a conference and I was sitting there watching this parade of superstars walk across the stage and just go, what is wrong with me? Why am I not walking across that stage? Why does it seem like these people have something figured out that I don't have figured out? And I'll tell you another little kind of insider secret is I was involved for 3 years now, so I knew a lot of these people. And the other thing, I knew that they weren't that good. Have you ever looked at some of the top leaders and just go, how? How is this possible? These Forrest Gumps, they don't even understand how the compensation plan works. They don't understand how the products work. They don't understand anything. If you ask them how they're doing it, they can't even tell you. Like, what in the world? And they're walking across the stage and they're getting the flowers and they're getting the pin. They got the trophies. They got the big oversized shirt. They got all this stuff. I'm like, what in the world? But something happened while I was watching this. It was literally like get hit by lightning. It was like an audible click in my brain. I said, wait a minute. What if I decided to become an expert in network marketing? What if I decided, because my mindset for those first 3 years was timing, positioning, luck, finding that magical distributor, getting the secret system, something that was going to give me some shortcut. I kind of viewed network marketing in general as a shortcut to success. And something went in my brain. What if I just decided to go pro? What if I decided to learn the skills, not just in my head, but in practice? I was going to identify the skills that were necessary. I was going to reverse engineer and find out what the top earners really did. Not just the fancy stuff that they said on stage, but the stuff that they really did in order to be successful. And if I learned those things and I put those things into practice, then I'd have to earn my way onto that stage, wouldn't I? Because if I put those things into practice, what all those people did, then I'd be able to enjoy the success that those people had. So I've got to tell you, for my first 3 years involved in this profession, my dominating emotion was fear. Fear that I wasn't enough. fear that I wasn't in the right place at the right time, fear that, the opportunity was going to pass me by, fear I wasn't going to be able to find the right people, fear the window of opportunity was going to close, fear. And I was driven by fear, and the emotion in my body and my mind and spirit was fear. And in this moment of decision, when I decided to go pro, become an expert, and I was going to release all the other stuff emotionally, in that moment of decision, all the fear left my body. And I went, I have a plan. I'm going to learn this skill. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make it happen. It's going to be amazing. And I'm okay. And I started right away. I started finding top distributors and said, can I buy you breakfast? Can I buy you lunch? Tell me, what are the skills? And I ended up identifying 7 fundamental skills that everybody needed to master. And I went to work to master those skills. And I've got to tell you, so I'm telling you, one thing that saved my life was events. To be able to see a bigger picture and move me forward. The second thing that saved my network marketing career and put me on a path to success was an absolute dedication to skills. I believe that skills are the thing, because if you develop skills, you'll have more confidence. And if you have more confidence, you're going to take more action. And if you take more action, you're going to get better results. And if you get better results, it's going to boost your confidence even more. So I've just got to tell you, instead of magical timing and hoping your upline's going to do it for you and hoping all these different things are going to be magical for you, what I've got to tell you is, if you'll focus on the skills, if you'll make a decision to become a pro, and if you never, ever, ever miss an event, any event that can help you, that's a game changer. The other thing I will tell you, before I kind of give you kind of my overarching arc of where we're at and what this can mean for you, is I did find a shortcut. In all of my research, I found a shortcut. If you'd like me to share that shortcut, put a number 3 into the comments. If you'd like me to share the shortcut, because it exists. It actually exists. You can actually hack success and get there faster than the average person. Here's the shortcut. You ready? Mentors and coaches. A mentor, a coach, or a mastermind. An experience. And let me tell you what a mentor can do, or a coach. A mentor and a coach is like a time machine. I believe time machines actually exist, okay? And here's how they exist. And it's not, you can't go into the future, but would you like to be 1 year smarter without being 1 year older? Would you like to be 3 years smarter without being 3 years older? Yes or no? Put a yes or no in the comments. Would you like to be 5 years smarter, 5 years more productive, 5 more years more amazing without being 5 years older? Who wouldn't want that? Here's the secret. If you find a mentor who has knowledge and skill and ability to communicate that knowledge and skill, and you step into relationship with that mentor, and they transfer that knowledge and skill to you, you don't have to go through as long of an experience. They might have taken 20 years to master that skill, and they can teach you how to master it in a month. You don't have to take the 20 years to be able to have the same skill they have. This is the biggest shortcut in the world. And I'm telling you, I became addicted. Who knows what I want to know? Can I find a way for them to transfer that knowledge to me faster than it took them to learn it. And I went from being, all of a sudden I'm 6 months smarter, and I'm not 6 months older. I'm a year smarter, and I'm not a year older. I'm 5 years smarter. I'm 10 years smarter. I'm 20 years smarter than somebody else because I paid attention to the hack. Somebody knows how to find prospects, and they spent 3 years learning it, and they could teach me in 3 hours? How much can I pay? Here, and $100 you'll teach me, and I don't have to take 3 years? Done. Sold. Because what's more valuable, $100 or 3 years? 3 years. If I can shortcut this, come on. If somebody could teach me how to promote events, and events are one of the big skills that you need to develop inside of network marketing. If somebody could show me how to do that, and it costs $300 for me to learn how to do that, and they're willing to give me their 10 years worth of experience of what they learned and all of their success and failures in order to be able to do that, and I can hack with a few dollars their entire life experience. I'm telling you, it's the fastest shortcut in the world. It changed everything for me. I went from struggling my first 3 years in network marketing to being $1 million earner by the time I was 29 years old. $1 million. What changed? I never missed events. I decided to become a pro, and I hacked the wisdom of others. I hacked the wisdom of others. Some people say, no, I want to save my $97 and I want to take the 3 years and learn it on my own. I think you're dumb if you do that. I just think it's insane. The most valuable thing we have is time. When we have limited amounts to be able to have an impact on the world. So, and I'll give you one more tip when it comes to coaches and mentors. Most of the best coaches and mentors I ever had, I didn't meet. They didn't know they were my coach. They didn't know they were my mentor. They were. And you know what? It started for me because as an unsuccessful person, how do you get around millionaires? It's not easy. They say, go buy a millionaire lunch. Well, if you're minimum wage, try that. It's not an easy thing to do. So how do I get around powerful people? And I got turned on to Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn was my hero. You know, my if I had to pick one coach that had a biggest impact on me was Jim Rohn. And somebody gave me an audio cassette that it was a bootlegged copy of a Shackley talk that he did called The Seed and the Sower. And if you've ever heard Jim Rohn's network marketing audio talk that he does, Power of Network Marketing, whatever, that I convinced Jim to do the Seed and the Sower talk again. He was like, what was that talk again? I'm like, dude, here's your old Shackley talk. Go listen to it. And then do it again, please, because it's unbelievable. Anyway, I listened to this Seed and the Sower talk, and I was so inspired. I literally listened to it 100 times. I could memorize it practically. I'm like, he's got the key to unlocking my potential. He's got it. I can learn from this person, and I don't have to go through 50 years of experience that he went through in order to be able to unlock my stuff. So I found an audio program that he had called Challenge to Succeed. It was like $69 or $79 or something, which is a lot of money for me at the time. And it's 6 audio cassettes. Remember those audio cassette albums you used to, have in the car and put into the audio player? So I bought this audio program and I started to listen, and it started to reprogram my mind for success. And I used to pretend that Jim Rohn was sitting in the car with me, sitting in the back seat, training me, coaching me, mentoring me, being hard on me sometimes, being kind to me sometimes, making me laugh, bringing me to emotion. But he was my friend. He didn't even know I existed. He was my friend through this audio program that I was courageous enough to buy. And my car became a drive time university, and my mentors, I used to, Og Mandino was another big one. Les Brown was another big one. And I used to pretend that Jim Rohn, Og Mandino, and Les Brown were sitting in the back seat of my POS car, right? And they're talking with each other and they're sharing all their wisdom and ideas. And I just got to listen and driving them around like driving with Miss Daisy. And I got to listen to all this wisdom. And they helped me without even knowing that they helped me. And I'll never forget, 6 years after I started doing this, I was in Dallas, Texas, and I didn't have a POS car anymore. I had a nice car. I was in Dallas, Texas, and I was driving my car, and in the back seat of my car were Jim Rohn, Les Brown, and Og Mandino in real life. And they were just talking with each other and chatting and sharing ideas, and I'm driving saying they have no idea that they've already been in this car for 1,000 hours. No idea at all. Books became mentors for me. Anytime I could go to an event or a course or experience to be able to shorten my learning curve, that became a mentorship experience for me. That became a time machine for me. These mentors became audio programs were huge for me. It became a time machine for me. And it changed my life. Not only did it change my life, but it helped me change other people's lives. It helped me influence other people for the better. So here's what I got to tell you, a couple things and you're going to learn a lot today. Every person that's going to come onto this stage and look you in the eye, you need to view them as a coach and a mentor and a time machine. They're going to help you go where you want to go faster than you could go there by yourself. If you'll be a proper student, if you'll take the notes, if you start to apply what you learn, okay? Every single one of them. Network marketing isn't perfect. It's emotional, it's challenging, it's got ups and downs, it's a roller coaster. It's crazy, it's lonely sometimes. But if you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, it's better. There is no better vehicle for the average person to be able to express their entrepreneurial desires than network marketing, period. And today, more than any other time in the world, everyone around the world is trying to find a way to be able to earn from home. They're trying to find a way. I just read this morning in Wall Street Journal. When this pandemic is over, huge amounts of workers are not going to go back to their jobs. They're going to find something else. And because of technology, because of leverage, and because of what ASEA has put together for you, all you have to do is tell them that this opportunity exists. They're looking for it right now. You know what's one of the biggest Google searches is making money from home, work from home, opportunities from home. Around the world is waiting for you to tell the story. But you need to develop your skills so you can tell it better. You need to be more consistent. You need to face your fears. You need to figure out all this stuff. I will just tell you, I will have the debate with anybody in the world. You line up any entrepreneurial endeavor that you want. You show me the risk, you show me the reward, and I'll take network marketing. And let's have a debate. And there is no debate. I win. Network marketing wins. All the others pale in comparison to what network marketing can provide for the average person. You have that gift. People are desperate for it. You've got to become more skilled, face your fears to be able to go tell that story to the world. Number 2, I will tell you, if you're gonna be involved, decide to become a professional. Decide to go pro. Decide to walk away from luck. Decide to walk away from timing. Decide to walk away from, I need more support. I need this. I need that. I need this thing. I need that thing. Decide to walk away from that and develop the skills. step into these time machines, get there faster than the average person would get there, but decide to be a pro. Like any profession, there's some skills that you need to develop. 7 fundamental skills. You need to learn how to find prospects to talk to about the product and the opportunity. You need to learn how to invite them in a way that they'll take a look and understand what you have. You need to learn how to present to them in a way that works and also duplicates. You need to learn how to follow up and stay in conversation with people until they're ready to make a decision. You need to learn how to close. If you have a bunch of people thinking about it, a few skilled things will teach you how to help that person make a decision. Not twisting anybody's arms, but helping a person make a decision that will be in their either health or financial best interests. You need to learn, number 6, how to get people started quickly and effectively. Help them get some success fast, build their confidence. And skill set number 7, you need to learn how to promote events. Promote events. Whoever gets the most people to events like this or anything else around the world, they're the people who win. And I will tell you, my particular skill set early on, of the 7 skills, I wasn't very good at the others because I wasn't very influential. I didn't have any success. But I was pretty good at getting people to attend events. And because of that, the event did so much of the social proof and they saw the big picture that I didn't need to be that good as a sponsor or anything else. If I got them to events, the events did so much of the emotional work for me and it kept people in the game. So 1, network marketing isn't perfect, but it is better. Number 2, if you're going to do it, be a pro. Number 3, like any profession, there's some skills that you need to develop. Number 4, I will tell you, yes, we have an urgent moment, but also on the other side, anything worthwhile takes time. Network marketing is so forgiving, it will pay you when you're not very skilled. It will pay you when you're not very active sometimes. It's so forgiving, it's unbelievable. But if you want to become a pro, and not just have to count on your magical downline or your upline who does all this work, or the company who creates all these programs, you got to develop yourself into something. I learned something over the course of my life that from time to time, you might be in the right place at the right time. Your income might take a lucky jump. But if you don't quickly grow to the level of the income as a person, the income's going to come back down to the level of person that you are. Give it time. It will. How many people do you know that used to make a lot of money in network marketing? They hit lightning in a bottle. They didn't grow to that level. And the income came back down to them. But here's the cool thing. Network marketing will be patient with you while you develop you. Anything worthwhile takes time. It's important that you give it time while you have urgency. You know, might take you 5, 6, 7 years to become world class. But so, you're still a rookie. Go work at the post office and see how much credibility and clout you have after 7 years. Not very much. Not very much. Here, you can be a legend. Literal legend. 7 years from now. Some of you are saying, well, hey, I'm already, 60 years old. I don't have a lot of time. Well, you're going to be 7 years older anyway. You're going to be 67, so. But you don't understand. I'm 77. You're going to be 84, so. Take your wisdom, apply it to this profession, and kill it. Show these kids. You don't need to worry about that stuff. Would it be cool to leave a legacy of being world class and showing other people how to do the same thing? Anything worthwhile takes time, I will tell you. And then finally, I will tell you that it's worth it. All of it's worth it. The struggle is worth it. It's worth it for the people you're going to meet. It's worth it for the friendships you're going to develop and the places you're going to be able to see. It's worth it for the lives you're going to be able to touch and the people's health you're going to be able to improve. It's worth it for the entrepreneurial dreams you're going to awake in others. It's worth it for the example you're going to show your family and your kids. It's worth it for the people you can prove wrong. But it's mostly worth it. Let me tell you the biggest prize of network marketing. It's not the money. You know what the biggest prize is? The person that you're going to have to become to be able to develop that money. That's the prize. The prize is I used to have 18 jobs and I was a minimum wage guy. And I graduated the bottom 20% of my class in high school. And I was nobody's prize. That's where I was. And then network marketing forced me to develop myself into such a way that you could take away every single thing that I have and I'd quickly have it back. You know why? Because luck and timing is not important anymore. Positioning is not important. Some legacy situation is not important. I've developed influence and earning power that is rare in the world because network marketing forced me to develop it. Once you really step into this, you never have to worry about cash flow or money the rest of your life. Never have to worry about paying your bills the rest of your life. True freedom. So I will tell you it's worth it. Now, when Denny and I and the corporate staff and the top leaders, we talked about doing this event, we wanted to offer something to you. So I'll mention it to you now, and I'll mention it again at the end, and you're going to get lots of training. But we wanted to do something just kind of crazy for the ASEA organization. Something we've never done with the organization before, something kind of wild. And we hold an event once a year called GoPro. If you've attended a GoPro event, either virtually or in person, put a number 1 into the comments if you've attended before. This event is spectacular. It's amazing. It's really something special. We've been doing it for 11 years now, and we hold it at the end of every year, okay? And this last year, we couldn't hold it in person because of the pandemic. So we built a $20 million studio. We'll show you a little video during one of the breaks or something that shows you what this thing looks like. But imagine 62 feet around, 62 feet across, 15 feet tall, this coliseum of video screens with people around the world, live, virtual, interactive. And we had the biggest trainers in the world, a 3-day event, translated into languages all over the world, delivered live all over the world. Last year, we had 36,000 people from over 130 countries. 7 different languages, something like that. Translated live, simultaneous. We had Sylvester Stallone. We had, Dean Graziosi. We had Lisa Nichols. We had all these unbelievable people. Plus, we had the best of the best in network marketing. 3-day event. Now, a ticket for that event was, you could get a ticket for as little as $300 and as high as like $5,000, depending on what you're doing. People were watching virtually. We're going to do it virtually again this year, December 3rd, 4th, and 5th. December 3 through 5, from the studio, broadcast to the world. And this is going to be the biggest event ever. We have currently about 60,000 tickets already sold for December 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It's the largest interactive event in world history. And we're shooting for 250,000. We want to have the biggest explosion of network marketing, training skills. And I want you to view this 3rd, 4th, and 5th as the ultimate network marketing time machine. Where you walk into those 3 days and you and your team come out 3 years smarter without being 3 years older. So I'm going to make an offer to you that is ridiculous and it's outrageous, but it's today only. It's available today only, just for ASEA. And Alexi, can you throw the slide up so I can describe it to them? You can get a GoPro 2021 ticket today. I will give you inviting the gateway skill, how to invite so people take a look. That is a home study course that will teach you how to get more people to take a look at your opportunity than you've ever thought possible. I will gift you that course. And you're also going to get a weekly mentorship program just for ticket holders from now until GoPro. Every week, the top leaders in ASEA are going to mentor you on how you can be more successful. And you can have all of that for $97. Okay? It's not $300, it's not $500, it's not $1,000. It's like $1,800 worth of stuff for $97 for ASEA. Why are we doing that? Because we want to see ASEA skyrocket straight to the moon. Okay? Now, I want to tell you one more thing. I'm going to do one more thing. And these guys don't even know I'm doing this. If you get a ticket today, even if you already got a ticket, get one for this and gift a ticket to somebody else. You keep the bonuses, whatever. Gift it to somebody else if you already got a ticket. Okay? I would load up. If I was you, and if you had a team, get 10 tickets, get 20 tickets. All the bonuses will go with each ticket holder. I would load up if I was you, because you're never going to see this price again. Ever, 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 ever. Okay? But I'm going to throw in a bonus. If you'll get your ticket today, and the link, what is it? ASEA GoPro? ASEAGoPro.com. You see that link? Maybe take a screenshot of this or a photo with your phone. ASEAGoPro.com. I'm also going to give you my #1 best-selling course I've ever created, which is how to recruit 20 people in 30 days. If that would help your business to recruit 20 people in 30 days, I will give you that course. That's a $500 course. So you're going to get inviting, the gateway skill, how to recruit 20 people in 30 days. You're going to get weekly mentoring from the top, most successful people in your company. And you're going to get a ticket to GoPro, the ultimate time machine for your network marketing business. Okay? All of that for $97. $97. And ASEAGoPro.com. Do that now. Do that during this training. Take advantage of it. And the other thing I would highly encourage you to do, tell your friends. You need to message everybody. Say, this thing expires. Hurry, 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 hurry. Get it before he changes his mind. And you're going to be able to use this to be able to grow your business. Whoever gets the most people to GoPro is going to win. Promise. Promise. It's going to be amazing for you. Okay? So with that, that's the start of our day. That is the beginning of this experience. You're going to have some unbelievable trainers. While you're listening to them, make sure you click on the link, GoPro ASEA? Or ASEA GoPro? Which one is it? ASEA GoPro, ASEAGoPro.com. Go there and get your tickets. When you do get the ticket, go into the comments and say, I got mine, I got mine, I got mine. I'm in, I'm in, I'm in, I'm in, I'm in. We want to celebrate you and we want to congratulate you. So enjoy the day. I get to go hang out with your top leaders while everybody comes up and trains your butts off. So Denny Robinson.
All right.
Kill it, sister.
You guys just love that. Listen, as I sat there, and of course, I just love this man. He really has changed my life. I want to tell you what he talked about the power of big events. I started to, play that reel, that camera through my mind of my journey in network marketing. And it was at a big event every single time where a new idea had come into my mind and made me see bigger and want to get there. I thought of myself as that young 20-year-old who had gotten into my first company, and I went to a meeting and I found out that managers drove company cars. And I thought, well, that's what I want to do. And I remember I had family members who said, oh, honey, well, that's for just the really top people. And I said, well, why not? Why not me? And with actually a few months, I had my first car. And I think back to all of the events I've been at. I remember the first time I was at our ASEA convention. And as I watched all of those diamonds go across stage, I thought, I want to be one of those world changers. I want to be one of those people that make such a difference to so many people. And I made a decision right then and there that there would never be another ASEA convention that I wasn't up on that stage as a diamond and earning those trips. And then I can tell you, fast forward to even about 7 years ago when I went to a GoPro event. And again, I saw incredible people world changers, who were average people like me who had extraordinary dreams, and to hear their stories and what they had overcome, who they had become in the process, I knew that I wanted to be one of those people, and I wanted to be up on that stage, and I wanted to surround myself with those kind of people, because I knew I didn't have all the answers, but I knew that I was hungry. And I knew that if I kept pouring this wisdom into me, I could pour it into other people. And I want to tell all of you that are watching today, without my affiliation through the GoPro network and the people that I have met, the people that you'll be hearing from the Most Powerful Women and from the GoPro event, who are now dear friends of mine that I have on my speed dial, many of the things that we all enjoy in ASEA, like ASEA Healthy Self, ASEA Wealthy Self, ASEA United, actually the way that we were able to pivot and do all of our Super Saturdays during the pandemic, our Zoomer Saturdays, those were all ideas that I got from this incredible network that I've been able to be a part of by going to big events. And so again, you guys, being at those events, because you never know, it might be one thing that gives you a new idea that propels your business. I can tell you one of my greatest assets is taking one idea from an event and quickly utilizing it and putting it to play, course correcting, and watching what happens. It's always getting these ideas, up-leveling my thinking, which has made me just have such a bigger, bolder vision of what I know that all of us can create. And as Eric said, it's not enough to be at the right place at the right time. It's all about having the skills that you can implement. And as I'm seeing all of you on this chat scrolling through, I can't tell you how proud I am of you today for showing up in your business, wanting to get the information so that you can make a greater impact in the world. And so I want to get on to our next speaker, a dear friend of mine, a member of our medical professional board, Dr. Dick Walker. Now, for those of you that know, he has climbed some of the highest mountains. He's a father, a grandfather, avid skier, but more than that, he loves our ASEA family, and he's always so gracious to step up wherever he needs to so that people can get greater wisdom and understanding from him. So with that, I'm going to turn this over to Dr. Dick Walker. So Dick, come on up. Absolutely thrilled to have you with us today, Dick. He's actually from my hometown of Spokane, Washington. And over to you, Dick.
Thanks. Great. I'm lazy, so I'm going to sit down on a chair up here, folks. Great. Well, it's awesome to be here. Eric Worre has become one of my heroes. You know, I was 72 before I made $1 million in this company, but it only took me 8 years to get there. So this is an awesome business. And what this business has given to me is freedom. I'm going to talk about the product today and the technology, but I got into ASEA because I needed freedom and I needed this business to get that. So I've got a lot of information to give you today, so I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint and use this. And we're going to talk about the science and technology of ASEA Redox. This is a phenomenal technology, and I want all of you to realize that whether you realize it or not, you are on a path during your life that's going to either lead you to health or it's going to lead you to disease. And I hope that you choose the path of wellness. It's kind of like climbing a mountain. There's certain things that you have to put in your backpack in order to make that journey. If you want to make that journey to enhance wellness, one of the greatest tools that you can use to help you along the way is going to be redox signaling molecules. So we're going to talk about the ASEA breakthrough. You know, this is really the world's greatest scientific breakthrough in health science. And I say that without reservation. And what does breakthrough mean? Well, it means finding the truth about something that's puzzling and complex. And certainly the way our body uses it is one of the most puzzling and complex things in the world. And knowledge in a science that somehow removes barriers to moving forward. And this certainly removes barriers to moving forward. Sorry, we're having a little trouble with maybe I'm touching something up here I'm not supposed to. But this science has the capacity to change everything about how we look at health and how we deal with maintaining our health throughout our life. And we'll have our slides back up here in a second. You wouldn't believe this facility here. It is incredible. What Eric Worre has done for this industry is also very incredible. He's certainly one of my major mentors, and you don't want to miss GoPro in January, or December, I guess it is, excuse me. Don't wait till January, it's in early December.
Absolutely.
So as soon as we get that PowerPoint back up, there we go. So we are in a unique and enviable position because our technology is we're the only company that has a product that can piggyback on this scientific breakthrough of redox signaling. We have new knowledge, new technology. This really opens up new possibilities, and we're in a very enviable position. What I would ask you is, are you ready for the challenge? Are you ready for the rewards? Because we're in an incredibly sweet spot when it comes to this science and technology and this industry. What's life really? Well, life is nothing more at the physical level than a series of complex chemical reactions that eventually lead to what we call a healthy body. But what is it that coordinates all of that biochemistry? And it turns out that that coordination is redox signaling molecules. You know, we wouldn't have movement, motion, emotion. We wouldn't see, we wouldn't hear, we wouldn't make memories, we wouldn't taste or smell or touch. We wouldn't have circulation or digestion. None of this would happen if it weren't for the coordination, the information processing and communication that we get through redox signaling molecules. What's communication? What is cellular communication? Well, it's a scientifically documented mechanism for our cells to talk to each other and to give commands and to make sure that all of that biochemistry does what it's supposed to do to keep us alive. And what are redox signaling molecules? Well, the most important thing is not what they are, but what they do. And we're going to talk more about that this morning. But just a few facts about redox signaling molecules. They're naturally occurring in every one of your cells. And without them, you wouldn't be alive. They're very short-lived. They only stick around for millionths of a second. And they're essential to healthy life. But they're also an incredible business opportunity. And you're going to hear a lot about that this morning. So stay tuned. They literally regulate every system in your body. We have people that are taking redox because they're hoping it might improve their cardiovascular system or something about their musculoskeletal system. But your body gets to choose where to use these molecules, and it's going to use these molecules where they're needed the most. So sometimes you have to be patient. There's a huge amount of science behind this. I would guess that the health science universities here in Las Vegas have an active research program on research on redox signaling and redox signaling molecules because it's being studied all over the world. This is just a small smattering of institutions that are spending millions of dollars investigating what these molecules do in our body. And when I first had gotten involved about 8 years ago, if I did a search, a science search for information about redox, I could come up with maybe 500 to 1,000 studies. If you do that same search today, there are literally tens of thousands of articles and studies that are being done on redox signaling. And I'll give you some references at the end where you can go look for this. Okay, Dick, I got it. Our cells make this stuff, so why do we need to supplement? You just told us that our body makes these molecules on its own. Well, oftentimes, it simply doesn't make enough to have maximum health. Why? Stress is one thing. I'd ask you a simple question. Is there anyone watching this training this morning that doesn't have an element of stress in their body? The environment, pollution, drugs, advancing age, and we'll talk about that at the end. And if you have any sort of disease process going on, your body is running through these molecules as quickly as it can make them, and most likely could use some more. Where this product really shines is in cellular maintenance and repair. Look at redox signaling molecules as your maintenance department. I don't know if you know this, but your body has to replace 100 million cells a day because they die and you need to replace them with new ones. And if you don't have sufficient redox molecules and communication, it's not going to do that very effectively. And you have untold millions that need constant maintenance and repair. What are the consequences of not paying attention to that? Well, you're not going to live the vibrant, healthy life that you could possibly do, and you're going to have the premature onset of all kinds of problems as you age. So why not, or why take the risk of your body falling behind on its maintenance schedule? So again, we're all on this journey. We're all traveling this path that we could call health, whether you know it or not. And knowing what redox molecules do, you may want to take a U-turn and embrace this technology and head in the right direction. You know, this truly is a breakthrough, and it didn't happen overnight. It took several decades and millions of dollars of research to develop this highly patented technology that we call ASEA redox. It was led by a team of medical atomic physicists, and they created stabilized redox signaling molecules. Remember I said the ones that your cells make are very fleeting? Well, the ones that ASEA makes stick around in your body for over 3 hours, so they're much more available to help your body be healthier. And we are the first and only redox signaling supplement. There's no other one on the market. We have a monopoly on this technology, and we now have a topical product as well called Renew 28. What is ASEA redox? Because up till now we've been talking about the general science of redox signaling. Well, it's a unique standalone product. It's a proprietary patented combination of redox signaling molecules formulated specifically to safely optimize the physiologic signaling and the effects that these molecules have on your body. It's protected by patents and trade secrets, and we are literally the only one in the world that has this, even after 10 years of being in the marketplace. I'd be remiss if I didn't tell you what ASEA is not. It's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or medical condition. What it does is supplies your body with a tool that it can use to accomplish these sorts of things. ASEA is made from very simple ingredients, very pure salt and very, very clean water. And it goes through an electrolytic process that tears those molecules apart into their constituent atoms and then recombines them into stabilized redox signaling molecules. And some people say, well, how could it be as easy as that? And I said, well, if it was easy, we wouldn't still be the only company in the world that can manufacture these molecules after 10 years, actually 11 years in the marketplace. So what do we know from our science? What do we know what happens when you supplement with some additional bioreplenishment redox signaling molecules? Well, you improve your immune health. You help maintain a healthy inflammatory response. Those two results alone will address 100 million people in this country alone and help their health. We help maintain cardiovascular health. Whether you realize it or not, 1 out of 3 deaths in the United States and in most developed countries is a result of heart attacks or strokes. We improve gut health, digestive enzymes. 80% of people have some problem in these areas and help modulate hormone balance, which at some point in life, 80% of women will have problems in that area. But it's not just for sick people. It's not just for old people. We have world-class athletes that are using this product to enhance both their performance and their recovery. And this is just 3 out of 20 or so who swear by this technology. And that doesn't in any way count all of the recreational athletes like myself that love this technology for performance. Really quickly, I want to talk about how important aging is because it's our most prevalent risk factor for chronic disease. Can we do anything about it? Now that we know what ASEA redox does, we certainly can. We can literally, biochemically, physically help you turn back the clock of time. Age and redox signaling molecules, what happens with age? Well, we have the impaired ability of all that biochemistry, decreased epigenetic signaling, decreased ability to repair and cellular damage, decreased ability to replace those 100 million cells. We have lots of problems if we let our redox signaling get out of control. This is by far the most powerful anti-aging discovery of our lifetime. And if you think that you're too young to start worrying about aging, we know from our research that people in studies that we've done on 35-year-olds that they're already suffering aging problems for genetic expression. And the scientists tell us that aging starts in our 20s and then accelerates as we get older. It is never too early to start ASEA redox. And our topical product is incredible. It does all kinds of things for the health and appearance of your skin, but it also increases blood flow, which is an incredible boost to the health of your skin. Why do we need ASEA Redox? Well, if we want to live vibrant life, creating experiences and memories as we go through life, then you want to be sure that you're keeping your redox health in order. Some people try to complain about the cost of ASEA. I want you to not think about what ASEA costs, but investing in your health. We know that investing in your health is far more cost efficient than waiting until you get sick and then trying to treat those problems. So put ASEA in your toolbox. Commit to a 90-day trial. Commit to taking whatever it takes to turn your health around so that you're headed in the right direction on that health highway. I would get your smartphones out and take a picture of this slide. It's the last one. If you want to look into the science of redox, that's the pubmed.gov. If you want to look into the science of ASEA, that's ASEAScience.com. If you want to look at literally tens of thousands of experiences that people have, that's the redox stories or the Facebook sites that are at the bottom of that slide. So be sure and take a picture of that. And now I'd like to introduce our next speaker, a dear friend of mine, Leland Duck. He's also a triple diamond. He's also a member of the Millionaires Club. He's a very astute businessman, and that's why he saw this business and why he started an ASEA business. But he's also got a very powerful story to tell about what this technology has done for him. And so without further ado, Leland, why don't you come up here? And I know you've got some great information for us.
Thank you, Dick. I appreciate that very much. Well, good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are around the world. Thank you for being on this Zoom. What a privilege it is to be here on this stage in Las Vegas at Eric Worre's home. What an honor it is. You know, what I want to talk to you about just briefly this morning is I want to tell a little bit about where I was when I was introduced to this company, what it did for me, and where I see it going. But more importantly, I want to talk a little bit about timing too. Timing is everything for a lot of people. And I was first approached with this business 6 years ago. My background had been in medicine. I was in orthopedics as a PA, and then got off into the manufacturing of orthopedic sports braces, which built 2 companies and sold. We supplied professional teams. We supplied physician offices around the country. We supplied top tennis professionals, the Olympic teams, and tennis professionals exclusively since '81. And we also supplied all 156 veterans hospitals in the country under contract for American-made products. So I was very excited to do that and to work with our vets that go out there and fight for us. So, you know, when I was approached with this, I said no. I was running 3 other companies. I'm also a cattle rancher. I had an orthopedic company involved, and I had another company in the laboratory company in Tennessee. And so very busy working, but after working my cattle one day up in southern Oklahoma, I came back to my home in Dallas and went to bed. And when I got up the next morning, I couldn't function. I couldn't even roll over in bed. My hands had turned into my palms like this. I thought the worst. I was very scared. I went to the hospital, and 7 weeks later, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder that really just brought me to my knees. If you've ever been scared before, really scared, this really set me back from being an athlete, playing college ball, and just always being positive in my business. I'd never anything really set me back like this. And a friend had approached me after I told him no for 2 years, that I wasn't interested in this. And after I had my health challenge, he approached me again and said, I know, don't say no. Don't say no to what you don't know what you're saying no to. Please research this. Please look at it. I know I have something that can help you. So I went to PubMed, what Dr. Walker just talked about, and I looked at the peer reviews from physicians all around the world. There were at that time almost 15,000 peer reviews. And it got my attention because at that point I was desperate. I couldn't take the cap off a bottle of water. I couldn't hardly dress myself. I had trouble going to the restroom. It was bad. A very, very humbling time in my life, and I didn't know where I was going to go. I'd been on a 2-year no-compete after selling one of my businesses, and I was gearing up to start another business, and then this hit me. And then I went another 14 months. So I went 3.5 years with no income. And I had been blessed that I had sold a business and had set some money back, but I was going through thousands of dollars a month with my businesses, my home, my ranch, and I was in fear of losing it all. My back was against the wall and I was scared. And I decided that I would take a look at this product because as out of desperation, I needed my health back. And so I was not only skeptical, I was cynical because I had not studied it in my medical training. So I got on a plane, and the gentleman that introduced it to me went with me, and I went out to this company, and I met their executive team, and they were gracious to sit in their boardroom with me all day and discuss things. And then they took me over to their manufacturing facility. And I figured I would pick that apart. Being in manufacturing for 40 years, I knew what to look for, but I didn't see any red flags. You could eat off the warehouse floor. FDA-approved plant, FTC-approved plant. And I knew at that point that I had hope that maybe I'd found something. I immediately came back home, started on the product. And after I started on the product, in the first week, about 80% of my discomfort went away. I had an autoimmune that affected me in every joint, a lot of discomfort. And I got on this product in the first week, about 80% of that went away. I was excited because for 14 months I had suffered. In the second week, something I didn't talk about much, but I was very depressed. I'd never been depressed before. I didn't know what it was like. I was in a very unfamiliar territory of depression and just tried to tough it out, but it wasn't working. And in the third week, my hands opened and closed for the first time. And that was an exciting time for me, but it got better. In 90 days, I'd come off 3 medications that I'd been on for years for high blood and sugar levels and also high uric acid levels, and it even got better. Months later, I snored at night, so I was on a breathing apparatus that would help me with that, and I was able to come off of that. So I didn't know what was happening. I just knew it was good, and I only got involved with this to get my health back. I would have given everything up, my home, my ranch, whatever. I just wanted my health back. I didn't realize how precious it is until you don't have it. So I think preventative today. I don't wait till something happens. So, this has been very big for me, and I just started thinking of all of my friends that had health challenges, people that I've known in businesses and sports, and I made a list of 50 people. And I contacted 30 of those. I told my wife, Donna, I said, I have to know, did this just happen to me or this is going to happen to other people too? And as I went to those people, they had seen me when I was unhealthy. And then they saw me, the change in this, and they were thinking, wow, this is pretty amazing. I said, it's not only amazing, to have a product that has zero toxicity, it cannot hurt you, it can only help you, and it's native to your body. You were born with it. But as we age, we lose about 1% a year. So to know that you can now drink a supplement in the morning or in the evening or during the day and literally put back into your body what your body's not capable of doing anymore is strictly amazing. It's one of the greatest discoveries I think that we'll see in our lifetime. Huffington Post says it's the top 5 emerging sciences in the world today, and they're ranking it right up there with the discovery of DNA and penicillin. Penicillin came to the market. It took 20 years to get out there for everybody to know about it, and it had the side effects. Well, we've been out there 10 years. We're in 34 countries. Physicians and medical facilities around the country are studying this, opening redox labs. We have something that's powerful. And every day, for me, it's about reaching out there. It's kind of like your faith. You want to share it, but you can't put that on somebody. You can share your faith, but they have to decide if this is something they want or not. Well, this is the same way. We're just the messenger. Whether you look at this for health or whether you look at it for wealth, I don't get involved in that. I'm here to be the messenger to let you know we have something that's phenomenal. Possibly it can change your life. I know it can't hurt you. So I tell everybody, just try it, see what it's going to do for you. And so that's really where I started my journey with this company, is taking it as a product. And then when I saw what it did, I could not sit still. And when I went out to my first 30 people and 30 people said yes, and 30 people got results, I knew then I'd found something very powerful. And so those 30 turned into hundreds, and those hundreds turned into thousands around the world, people I don't even know, because we're able to just share with other people. I don't know your friends, and I don't know your friends' friends. But just like when we go out to a restaurant or a dinner, we like it, we tell people about it. But they don't pay anything. This company pays you a thank you check for the referral. So I don't mind sharing every day with people that I know are suffering, that I have maybe hope in a bottle, something that can help them. It helped me. It changed my life, both physically and financially. And I'll forever be grateful to my friend that brought this to me. I'm sorry that I said no to him for 2 years. I told you timing was important. I was running 3 companies. I wasn't looking for anything else to do. But I could not sit still and not share this. So this was kind of a plan C for me. I thought, when I got started, I could make some extra income, but I was really focused on other businesses. but now my plan C has become my plan A. And sold one of my companies about a month ago. I'm more focused now on ASEA than ever before in running my ranch. Thanks to ASEA, I've been able to pay that off, make it a profit center. I'm just so thankful for this company. More importantly, I'm thankful for this leadership. I've been in multiple businesses and built them and sold them over the years. But to find the leadership that I have found in this company, it's second to none. I saw their hearts when I was there at the corporate office. I've been around them for 4 years now. I see where they want to go, what they want to do, the thinking that they are so far in advance about what they're doing, strategic thinking, it's amazing. And, our founder had run a $38 billion, I think, division for Kraft Foods, one of the top 50 probably in the country. And his son, his name was Vertus, and his son has taken over to run, and just a delight to be involved with him. It's a delight to be with the leadership in this company, and the experience that each of these leaders have is just incredible. So for me, it was about timing. And when I saw this, my light bulb came on. And I knew that I could do this. I knew that I could share with people from my home or at my ranch. I didn't have to be in an office, 12, 16 hours a day, first one there, last one to leave. I didn't have 150 employees at one company, I had 75 at the other. I didn't have that anymore. I didn't have the headaches of brick and mortar business that I had dealt with my whole life. The only regret that I have is that I didn't find this till I was in my 60s. I was 68 a few weeks ago. What this product has done for my skin and how I feel, and I think when I first started, I was around 270 pounds. I'm 225 now. It just seems my body continues to get healthier. By just taking the product and trying to be aware of what you're putting in your body. And with this new science that's never been out there before, it's amazing. When I knew the Olympic athletes were taking this product, that got me excited because I dealt with them for so many years. I had seen them on certain nutritional products, and I was taking those and doubling up and didn't see a result from that. But when I got on this product, everything changed. So proof's in the pudding. And for me, I know where I'm going for my retirement. I'm going to continue to share this great discovery in science with everybody that I know. I'm sharing it with my family, my friends. I'm seeing a lot of people said no originally are now coming back and getting involved because they are seeing results as well. So I want to challenge you today in closing. I don't know where you are. We've all faced something really bad this last year around our world, and it's affected people both physically, financially, and we've never really been here before. We don't know what the future holds. But for some of you, you've lost your jobs or loss of income, and you're having trouble and you're struggling with your families. I can tell you from experience with this company that this is a company that can offer you a product that has benefit of helping you with your health, but it also is a vehicle for helping you to develop and grow your own business, which maybe before you never had that opportunity. When I open big businesses, there's thousands and thousands of dollars you invest up front. Your billing, your employees, your machines, the insurance, all that you have to do. I have none of those with this. I work from home, and I have none of those headaches that I had with my brick and mortar business. So my eyes have been open. I just wish it had been earlier, but I challenge you to look at where you are today. Maybe you're just taking this to get healthy, and that's okay. Probably 80% of the people are just what we call product users, but we have 20% that are business builders. They see what this can do. They share it maybe with family and friends or people they feel comfortable with, and then there's some that really run with it. So in closing, look at where you are today. Think about, hey, could this really be true? Could this be good for me? I know if I've invited you on this or whoever invited you on this, get back with those people today. If you want to know more, we can give you the information you need, but we have something that's rock solid, documented, proven science. It's been out there for going on 11 years now, and, the company's not on trial anymore. The product's not on trial anymore. I share this with confidence from anybody in life. Most recently, a lot of different surgeons that are using it, and it's their first tool out of their toolbox now because they're seeing results. So if you're skeptical, like me, that's okay. I was cynical, but I changed. So look at it, see if it's something for you, get back with the people, and I want to thank you for this time today. And as I close, I have Miss Denny Robinson.
Yeah, I just wanted
to.
to join the stage with him, you guys. Wasn't that fantastic? I just always love listening from Leland. And if you're getting value from this, would you make sure that you're out there right now sending messages to your team, you're tagging your people on our groups with this link saying, get on this. You don't want to miss this, because you guys, the more of your team that you can have with you here today, up leveling their thinking, the faster that you will grow. And, I want to talk to you. He mentioned that he's having a lot of doctors and surgeons. This is attracting people from all kinds of walks of life. I also have a PhD, a public high school diploma. And, you just heard from an ER doc a little bit ago. But that's what I love about network marketing. It's the great equalizer. It doesn't matter how old you are. We've got 20-year-olds upstairs, how young you are, your level of education. There is nothing like network marketing that literally obliterates the age, race, and gender gap. And it gives people an opportunity at whatever level they are, wherever they want to start, and take them to wherever they want to be. And because of network marketing, and certainly because of ASEA, Leland, that PhD, that public high school diploma, has literally gotten me an MBA. A massive bank account, right? But that only happens. Any money that you ever make will truly be in direct reflection to lives change, because the only way that you can have success in network marketing is being at the service of others and making a difference for others. And Leland, that's one thing that you exemplify every single day, as I've seen you travel from state to state. Even you'll often say, but it's those 6 people that you're going to go meet with, because they need to hear about that. And I remember in the beginning with Vertus Norton, the founder of our company, literally driving through snowstorms with him and, asking him, Vertus, why are you doing this? And I remember, Leland, we were at breakfast in Helena, Montana, where some of our large leaders, Chuck and Tammy Gates, are from today. And, he grabbed my hand and he said, Denny, and tears were coming down down his cheeks. He said, I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't believe in this. And he also, so when I said, why are you doing this? And he goes, I've often thought about that. I've already left my family a fortune, and now I'm going to leave the world a legacy. And I told that man that day that you lead and I will follow. And it truly has become my vision and my mission to, help take this around the world. And I know it has been yours as well, Leland. And so with that, do you want to invite up to the stage our next guest?
I'll be happy to do that. It's my pleasure to invite the next speaker. His name is Dr. David Silverman. Dave and I have become good friends. David is a doctor of podiatry medicine. He had his own facility and clinic in Maryland. He also owned his own surgery center. And David has been in this business for 10 years, but 1 year on the product, but 9 years on the business side, because it took a year for him to see it. He had someone in his family had a health challenge, and when he saw what it did, it opened his eyes for his practice. And he started doing this on the business side. And it didn't take long for him to grow. And now he has sold his practice. He's sold his surgery center. He lives in Maryland, has another home in Florida. David is, by the way, was the Business Builder of the Year for 2020. So it's my honor to introduce the next speaker, Dr. David Silverman. Please take the stage.
Appreciate everything here. I walked up here with this book, not knowing that there's like plenty of them up here. Mine's a little more tattered than this one is, but I'm going to talk about it in just a minute. Just want to start by just saying how grateful I am for so many things. Grateful for Vertus Norton, grateful that he did not sell to the pharmaceutical company, grateful for Denny Robinson for organizing this with Eric, grateful to Eric Worre for having this event, grateful to Eric Worre for writing this book. This book has literally, it seems like, okay, it's a network marketing book, but because the skills you learn in this book, I know that he has saved lives. Eric Worre is not an ASEA associate, but he has saved lives. Because, when people choose courage over comfort, as a platinum in our business, a gold amazing in Singapore, Laura says, choose courage over comfort, and you share this with people, you save lives. You may not know it right away, but if you keep your mouth shut or you quit because you're worried about what someone says, you're impacting lives in a negative way. So because this makes people more courageous to go out and talk to people, Eric has saved lives with this product, not even knowing it. So I'm just very grateful to have found ASEA. I mean, this is just a dream come true. And I spoke at the WebVention how rare this is. WebVention right before I got COVID, actually, last year. Anyway, let's talk about what I'm going to talk about, which is extremely important. Extremely important. In fact, a mentor of mine told me many years ago when I was a gold rising up in my first company to get to the level of what was Royal Diamond there. He had a group of golds together and he said, what's the one? And he went to top of 2 companies and just a ethical man. And he said, there's one quality I can see or skill in a person where I know they're going to go to the top. What is it? And he went around the table and asked, was it being organized, being a good speaker? People are like saying all these things. No, those are all good. Those are important. It's not it. And nobody got it. And he goes, you know what it is? It's being a good promoter. If someone is a good promoter, they will go to the top in this business. And I didn't really get it. I was a gold, kind of stuck at gold. But once I did, things started moving because I realized it was true. Before I get into the details of promotion, I just want to tell you what Alan Noble is going to speak about later is critical. It's critical because it's mindset. But once you have your mindset and you start developing skills, as Eric said, most important ones are being able to ask questions and listen, being able to tell your story, and promoting. That's pretty much it. Okay? Why is promotion so important? We know we have something really important. If you're talking to prospects, we want them to know about the product. We want them to know about the opportunity. But you can't just sit and talk. You need to leverage tools. No matter how good you are, no matter what a amazing physician you are, or amazing network marketer, amazing salesman or saleswoman, it doesn't matter, because if you do use those skills, that's all you use and not promotion, then you will build by addition, not multiplication. And Ambassador Triple Diamond Mouse Sword will be talking about that later, right? So if you notice, I'm already promoting. I just promoted Alan Noble Mindset. I just promoted Mouse Sword. I promoted this book. I'll promote, you get to that event in December, right? It's all about promotion. When you know you want to help somebody that's a prospect with knowing the product or opportunity, you promote things. Whether it's a conversation with the person, a video, a book, a Zoom, whatever it is, you're promoting that. When you tell your story, you're promoting your story. You don't say, let me tell you about my story. I got to tell you something amazing that happened today. I just put the gel on somebody and they couldn't turn their neck, and they put it on 3 times in 5 minutes, and they're like, what is this? They're spinning their head around like the exorcist. That's promoting. You want that, if you're with that person, you want them to put the gel on. You don't want to say, hey, this works if you're stiff or you're hurt. You want to try it? You're promoting it. You're promoting the book. I promoted the book already, right? Because look how tattered this thing is. As a matter of fact, I just went back and I looked at this, right? I just went to look at one of the skills, Skill 7, promoting events, but then I went to the index. How many times I've read this book? So I looked at it, and every one of these chapters, promotion is necessary, right? So let's see. Like any profession, you need to learn some skills, okay? I'd promote this, learn some skills, right? Finding prospects, inviting prospects. This, what Eric's offering in that event in December about inviting people, how important is that, right? Skill 3, presenting your product or opportunity, right? So you're promoting a tool to present that, so you're not the presenter, right? Following up, that's a skill. Helping your prospects become customers and distributors. There are videos out there. Danielle Matthews, Platinum in my group, put together a great video. Promote someone to watch that video before they decide what they're going to do. Don't try to explain everything yourself. If you use a tool and promote that tool, it says, well, here's the options, customer, associate, whatever, and here's the processes. If I promote that properly, then my person will use it, but then they can promote it because they have a tool to promote. everything we do, pretty much everything we do, except for asking questions and except for telling your own story, is about promotion. People don't know what's good for them. People don't know that they have a dying child. They don't know about this product. They have someone who doesn't sleep well. They don't know about this product. They have 3 jobs, driving Uber, Lyft, this, whatever, extra jobs. They don't know about this opportunity. We need to promote tools that they can review, or people, right, to talk to, so that they go, wow, I didn't know that. That's amazing. And they start to believe themselves, right? And then when they're associates, we need to promote. We're not just promoting and prospecting. You know, when someone's an associate and I say, read this book, this is really important. And I don't just say, just read it. I say why. You know, I'm promoting to my associates, my team members, right? What they don't know is good for them. They haven't read this book. They haven't been to a GoPro event. They haven't been, Nashville's coming up, the convention, the North American event in September. They don't know what they don't know. If you remember that, they don't know what they don't know. We know. I know how important this is. I know if people don't go to events, they're going to fail. I know if they don't do 3-way phone calls, they're going to fail. They don't have to understand the whole compensation plan to be successful in this business, but they need to learn certain skills, and the only way I can get them to do that is to be a good promoter. And the last thing I'll tell you is the best way to be a promoter is to know what they want. If you know what a person wants, and that comes from asking questions, then you can promote the right tool. If you know their pain point, if you know what problem they have in their life, what they want to solve as a prospect or an associate, then you will know what tool to promote, right? But only if you review those tools yourself. If you're not aware of that they exist, how are you possibly going to tell someone that they need to go to Nashville for that event or read this book if you didn't experience it yourself? So as I said, everything that I've said is critically important because of those 3 things: asking questions, listening, being able to tell your story well, or tell someone else's story well as well, and promotion is key. But as I said, what Alan Noble is going to be talking about in a bit is critical. And if you don't get your mind right and you don't realize, Eric cracked me up. I was sitting upstairs when he said, you know, you're sitting at an event and you see these people going across getting flowers and honors and pins and saying, oh my God, it's a bunch of Forrest Gumps. How'd they do that? Anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. You have to be hungry and you have to be coachable, right? And become a good promoter. So here, I'm going to promote somebody right now. I'm going to promote Marsha White, Ambassador Diamond, half of the team of Jerry and Marsha White up here. And she's going to be talking about something I've already promoted, and that's Nashville. And everybody that's in North America, and I know some people are coming from outside the country to be at that event, and Eric talked about how important events are. It's critical. Absolutely critical to be in Nashville. And guess what? The company has a way to get you there for free and pay for the whole thing. So I'm going to introduce ex-teacher who now is a teacher still. Come on up. She's a teacher. She was a teacher. She still is a teacher. Now she teaches adults, right? And yep. I'm going to sit down and learn a little bit. And please listen carefully. I hope you all come to Nashville, and thank you.
All right. Oh, all right. That was great, David. Hey, got a riddle for you. What has 4 great prizes, 1 easy way to win those prizes, and 14 more weeks before the contest is over, and rhymes with Nashville? You got it. It's Cashville in Nashville, ASEA's North America's latest promotion to get you to Nashville in style, and as David said, to make it very cost effective. So I think I have a slide coming up here. All right. So we're going to go talk about getting our Cashville in Nashville. Remember, I said there are 4 great ways to win that contest. And let's go over those prizes. The 4th way, I want to start with 4th. The 4th way, you can earn $500 and 4 free nights at the Gaylord Opryland Hotel. Do you realize those 4 free nights are over an $1,100 value? So you would be earning up to $1,600 just for fourth prize. And the exciting thing is for all of these prizes, you can have unlimited number of people. ASEA would love to see thousands and thousands of you earning that first prize. So let's look at third prize. Third prize is going to be $1,000 and 4 nights. Second prize is going to be $1,500 in cash and 4 nights. And first prize is going to be $2,000 in cash, 4 nights at the Gaylord. And the person who earns the most enrollment volume is going to get an additional $3,000 in cash. Is that incredible or what? Well, let's talk about how simple it is to earn those prizes. For the person who is, as you start out and you start to move up the prize levels, because once you're at fourth, you can move up to third, to second, to first, of course. At fourth prize, you need to have $3,000 in enrollment volume, and that can come from either associate enrollment volume or preferred customer, or a combination of the two. Do you realize if you have 14 more weeks and you haven't even started on earning this prize, which many of you have been taking advantage of the last month, but if you have 14 more weeks, that's a simple $250 of enrollment, or 250 points of enrollment volume each week between now and the end of July. Incredibly doable. That's just 2 cases of ASEA and 2 tubes of Renew 28, and you've got your 250 enrollment points for the week. Moving up to third prize, for those of you that are just going and you want a little bit more money, a little bit more fun in Nashville. For that $1,000, that's 600 enrollment points for the next 14 weeks. If you were to enroll somebody with a business pack, for example, each of those 14 weeks, your 6,000 points is done. Moving up to second prize, if you need to get 9,000 enrollment points. That comes to about one entrepreneur, that comes up to about 650 enrollment points per week. And then our first prize, to get that $2,000. Who wouldn't love $2,000 to blow in Nashville, or to pay for your airfare to get there? That requirement is 12,000 enrollment points, which is simply one entrepreneur pack per week, and in those 14 weeks. So make your choices. Decide to be in Nashville. Decide to be in Nashville with free lodging and with extra cash to spend either on your airfare or on your food, or just having a grand time in one of the most exciting places to be in the country. And let's do this. Let's really go for it. Make a plan. If you just say, I'm going to do it, and you have no plan, it's not going to happen. Some of you found, we all found out about this promotion a month ago. Some of you have said, yeah, I'm going to do it. And there's no enrollment points yet. So make a plan. Remember, for fourth prize, it's simply 250 points each week. Make a plan, know how many people you're going to talk to, know what you're going to do, how many points you need to have each week. You might even want to, for some of the first contests that Jerry and I were part of with ASEA, and even still now, I have a whiteboard, and I'm not much of an artist, but I'll draw maybe a thermometer on that whiteboard and put the increments for each week, color it in as you go and as you move up in that enrollment volume and you move up to the different prize levels. Have a visual where you can see it, know where you're going, which is Nashville, and know how it's going to get paid for, which is with this incredible promotion, Cashville in Nashville. So with that, I would like to let you all know some good news. Coming up is a break here if you need to get up, use the restroom. But the bad news might be that I wouldn't want to go do that, because we're going to have an incredible video up by Mal Sword. He's a triple ambassador with our company. He is one of the kindest men that I have ever met. He 3.5 years ago, he started with ASEA. Before that, he'd lost his house. He had no finances. The world had kind of caved down on him. And in the last 3.5 years, he has worked very hard spreading the word of ASEA. And he has now reached the rank of triple ambassador diamond and making a 7-figure income. So if you need to take a break, take it, but get back so you don't miss too much of this video. Have a great day.
Good afternoon, everyone. Greetings from the downtown Segra Stadium in beautiful Fayetteville. And you might have to excuse the concrete cutters in the background. So if there's a bit of noise, it's because we're outside, obviously. So I just wanted to share a few minutes with you. Ed's just asked me to share a few minutes with you about some of the things that I have watched and noticed in the 29 years that I've been in the networking industry, creating distribution channels around the world. And as I've come to develop my own ASEA organization in the last 5 years, I've watched the two ways predominantly that you're able to build a business, and not that one is right or wrong, but I think one is faster than the other, and it took me a little while to kind of figure this out. And I think one of the things that's important to realize about our industry, and it's misunderstood as an industry, I think, but one of the most important things is that our business is really about people. And when you're creating distribution channels, as we do around the world, it's people that move products, and not the other way around. Products don't move people. And I think especially with our ASEA business, because we have such a breakthrough technology, a unique technology, many of us, of course, feel that, sometime down the track it will be a mainstream technology, that to build a business solely on the product it's a little slow. That's certainly, I found that in 2016 when I began my journey. And the reason I think for that is that when you build it specifically on the product, you'll have a lot of people that come on just to use the product, and it's fine. I wish I had another million of them, but they're customers, and so a customer will add to your volume. So it's really, in mathematical terms, when you bring on a customer, it's +1, +1, +1, +1. And yet when you build the business, when you build your organizations around people and finding key people and attracting key people to your organization, you create a multiplier effect. So the essence, I believe, in our industry is really to find leaders. It's to develop leaders, work with leaders, find your core leaders, and to coach those leaders, mentor those leaders, and then you create a multiplication. And not that I was ever very good at mathematics, but there is a big difference when you're building an organization on building it by addition and by building it by multiplication. So if you find the multipliers, a business will grow really fast. Now, I'm going to put a caveat on this. Of course, when I'm talking to somebody who has a health challenge, I'm not going to be talking to them about the business opportunity. But most of the people that I converse with back in Australia, especially right now, post-COVID, a lot of people have a financial problem more than a health challenge. So I'm going to talk to them about the potential. I'm going to talk to them about big vision and the opportunity that surrounds our ASEA business, and look for the best people. And I think that's the case with any business that you build, whether it's a traditional business or a networking business. It really is about attracting the best people to you. And any business is built like that. So if you're building a traditional business, you want to find the best marketing executive, the best sales executive. You want to surround yourself with the very best people. And the way to do that is by becoming the best people. So there are principles that govern our universe, there's laws. Some of you heard me say this before: a monkey will produce a monkey and a rabbit will produce a rabbit. And then a leader will attract a leader. Somebody with a big vision will attract somebody with a big vision. Somebody whose energy is high will attract other people whose energy is high. And so when you're building an organization and you want to build it quickly, at least fast as you can, work on attracting the best people. And let me just kind of close on this, if I might. The way that I help people with an understanding of business like ours is you always reverse engineer it. So you take it from point B in terms of what you want, what you're wanting to create, your dream, if you like, your vision, the lifestyle that you want to have. And then you bring it back to point A, to today, and then we work out the steps, the stepping stones to get you to where you want to be. Most people kind of do it the other way around. They kind of respond like dodgem cars. They'll respond, they'll hit an obstacle and respond. But the best way to do life is to go out 5 years, 2 years to 5 years, work out exactly the lifestyle you want, the vision that you have for the life that you want, and then bring it back. And one of the things that I love about ASEA, one of the many things I love about ASEA, is it's predictable. Because people are predictable. So there's numbers that you can work with. For example, if you want to rank as a diamond with ASEA, we know that you enroll 50 people personally. It's predictable, and you can work that out by dividing the number of 50 by the number of direct to 300s you need, which is 6. So every time you enroll, let's say 8 people, 1 will build or lead you to a builder. So the business is very mathematical. But I learnt this in 2016. I was building a little on the product, and I was building it on the opportunity, and I was finding that my results were certainly slower than I had wanted, and probably a little slower than I had expected. And early 2017, I determined I was going to build it as I would any other business, build it as a business and search for the key people, try and uplift and upskill myself, my own people skills, my own dreams, my visions, my goals, and then attract other people that were attracted to that same philosophy, if you like. Notwithstanding, we do have an incredible technology. I don't mean to diminish the value of that. It's incredible, it's unique, likely 15 to 20 years ahead of its time. I will never see another opportunity in my lifetime like ASEA. It's been an absolute godsend for me in my life and for my children, and I'm eternally grateful for that. But I just wanted to share some thoughts with you that hopefully will help you on your journey, and I hope that is meaningful and helpful to you. And thank you for the time, and I hope you excuse the concrete saw in the background. And thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Hello and welcome back, guys. We really appreciate it. I hope you guys loved what Malcolm had to say. If you did, give us a 7 in the chat right there. Tell us how excited you are about Malcolm. That's awesome. Hey, I have the distinct good fortune of being able to introduce you to 3 of my good friends here at ASEA. We're going to have a panel that we're going to talk to you a little bit about different things that may help to excite you, to integrate into your business, to really set you off to the next level, something that's actionable from this. So make sure you're taking notes. Pick at least one thing that you can implement into your business today, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a very brief introduction of everybody here. We're going to start with ladies first. Christina Williams. We're super fortunate to have Christina here from down under, from Brisbane, Australia. Christina has built a triple diamond business. She's a mother of 6. And we're excited to have you here. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
You bet. Next, we're going to go with Chuck Gates. Chuck and his wife, Tammy, have built a double ambassador diamond business in ASEA. Chuck he's been a jack of all trades, really, throughout his career. He's been in forestry. He's pounded nails. He's driven truck. And he's been a manufacturer's rep. He's done a lot of different things, but one thing that's been a constant for Chuck is that he's been in the network marketing industry for over 30 years. Well, he's been 30 years full time and was dabbling in it before that. So we're going to really garner some great information from Chuck today. We appreciate that. And third and final is Jerry White. He and his wife, Marcia, who you just got to hear, actually have built their their business to an ambassador diamond business. Marcia and Jerry have been in network marketing for 28 years full time. Jerry is a retired physical therapist. He's coached swimming at the highest levels around the country, to say the least. And Jerry, we appreciate you being here. Jerry is also on ASEA's Medical Professionals Board. So guys, we're going to start with the questions really quick. We want to pound these out and get some good information out to the people in the field here. Our first question is going to be for Christina and Chuck. We'll go back and forth in these, but we'll start with Christina. Christina, when you're sharing your vision about ASEA, how do you convey that it's network marketing, which people sometimes are scared of, and that it's actually, how do you validate it as a viable business and that it works?
Okay, well, thank you. That's a great question. And I'm so glad to go first. The reality is that whatever it is you're saying comes back down to what you believe. So I think the question, really, the answer to that question is, what do you believe? I mean, network marketing can be a small little hobby on the side, or it can be a global enterprise. And what you believe is what you're going to be projecting. It's what you're going to be conveying. at the very beginning when I got started, I used to get a lot of questions. I would say objections even about network marketing as an industry. But as my belief has grown, my conversations have changed. I don't know what you believe, but when a business can take a single mom, I was a single mom with 4 kids at the time, no education, no background, no great connections, no money. You can go from that to a 6-figure cash flow in 18 months. That gives you some excitement. I don't know what else is out there. And so whether it was network marketing or shoveling dirt, I had my hands up, I was in. So I really think it comes down to, rather than trying to think of the slick words to say, what do you believe? Because that's what you're going to transmit.
Perfect. Thank you. Chuck, same question. You want me to reread it?
No, I think it's really interesting on the industry. Our daughter, Cody, helps us with our social media. And she came across some statistics that, would be interesting when you're talking to somebody that really doesn't know about the industry. And that is that, for instance, maybe some of you have heard of a guy by the name of Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey is a Christian talk show host, a financial advisor, as well as a life coach. And when the pandemic broke out this last year, Dave Ramsey said, the first thing you should not do, or the last thing you shouldn't do, is go get a second job. The first thing you should do, and the best thing you should do, is go start a home-based business. Now that's the industry we're in. And so and apparently that spoke loudly to people, as well as all of the world influenced other people, because in the month of March in 2020, the industry of network marketing saw an 85% increase. Now that's huge. That's huge. And it hasn't actually really dropped off. Eric kind of mentioned this earlier this morning, but in this last year, guess what the number one phrase was that was asked on Google, or the number one topic worldwide? Work from home. Work from home. That's what we do. And I would just tell you, if we're not looking for those people because they're looking for us, somebody else is going to find them, or they're going to find somebody else. And so if you've been waiting for your call to action, if you will, or your marching papers, this is it. This is the time. And then to just validate, is this industry growing? Is it secure? The thing I think it's really interesting is that if you can imagine, I don't know what it was in 2020, but in 2019, as things were still fairly not non-pandemic sort, this industry did $189 billion. Now I said billion, not million, billion. And so if you try to put that into perspective, is that came out as 20 times the size of the NFL. Now, what does the NFL really encompass? We're talking $1 million yearly contracts. We're talking stadiums filled with people, at least in 2019 they were, and weekly with paying customers. We're talking swag. We're talking television, radio endorsements. We're talking, it's huge. And yet this industry is 20 times larger. And then when you throw ASEA into the mix, it's unbelievable. We have no competition. So that's kind of it.
Perfect, Chuck. Hey, if you can relate with what Chuck's talking about, give us a 1 in the chat. We need to know that you guys are getting your ahas and learning what you want to know, okay? And hopefully you can take it home with you and implement it instantaneously. That's what this is all about. So I've got a question here. This is just for you, Jerry, all right? Special one for you. All right, basically this is we're going to talk a little bit about the blessing and the curse of the network marketing industry, and that is low barrier to entry, right? People, to get into ASEA, it's $40 plus your cost of goods or whatever, but $40. So people, it's really easy to go to work. It's really easy to get things going, but you know what? It's really easy not to. When you don't have the $250,000 on the line to open up a franchise or something like that, and you got $40 in the, blood, sweat, and tears, it's pretty easy not to jump in it. So here's what the question is, Jerry, is we hear Eric Worre, we hear the leaders in our company, and they're saying things like, treat it like a business, not like a hobby. You got to treat it like a business. So the bottom line question is, what does that mean? What does that look like? So the people out here, and you guys, if you get an aha from this, give us a yay or something in the chat, okay? So Jerry, what does that look like? What does it mean to treat it like a business?
Thank you, Bo.
Thank you.
You're amazing. When we think about stuff and we think that our lives are unique and that everybody thinks like us, that's a hard statement to answer because each of us comes with a different set of backgrounds and definitions. So what I'd like to do is to change the question a little bit and say, imagine if you were to start an enterprise of your favorite activity, something that you really love to do, that you are passionate about. You would scribble stuff on paper. You would think about it in your spare time. You would talk about it with other people. You would put yourself in a place where you prioritize the time you spend. You would study, like Eric was telling us before, you want to study the skills that are involved in doing it. You might watch a YouTube on some certain things that people do. You would be so into it, you couldn't keep yourself from doing it. It has to go beyond what a person learns as an employee, where someone else is going to guide you. You have to be driven by an internal force. That force has to have fire thrown on it. Be around other people because you become the average of the 5 people you hang around the most. Eric told us already, they don't have to be alive. They just have to have made some recordings. But get around some people that will influence you in where you want to go, and there's no stopping you. You are made with this incredible power inside. Just realize it. Reach out and grab it. So I'll throw it back to you.
Perfect. Appreciate that, Jerry. Guys, if that resonated with you, throw a 1 in the chat. We want to know that you're involved in this thing. It's interactive, all right? The next question is actually for all 3 of you. And Jerry, we'll start with you since you've got the mic in your hand.
Warmed up, no more exercise.
There you go. All right, so this one is super easy. It's going to be quick. There are so many tools, websites, all different kind of handouts and information that we can be sharing with people. The audience really wants to know, when we talk about share a tool, what's the 1 or 2 tools that's your go-to for a first look for people?
Well, thanks for that. I think, to me, the heart of what we do that drives you every day, that just blows up your creativity, is to buy into something much bigger than yourself. And for me, that's the Genesis video, discovering the history, how it came about, and the founder and the whole founder family that made this thing happen. Do that. Lay your sword at the foot of the throne and go after it. That's my first one. The second one is I kind of like accents, and Alan Noble's got he sounds credible and awesome and all that sort of stuff. So I would send people to Alan Noble's breakthrough video. It's just my preference.
Awesome. Christina?
Fantastic. Look, the tool that I think is the most underutilized is your upline. I'm not saying your upline is a tool, but they are living, breathing proof that this works. Every time you put your upline in front of somebody, you allowing them, their experience, their knowledge, their success to do some massive leverage for you. It's totally underutilized. Get into those 3-way calls. Get your upline to do some work. They're earning good money.
Awesome. Hey, let's get a 3 if that resonated with you from Christina. Chuck?
Yeah, well, for us, we're still mainly using Amazing Molecules. As Jerry said, Alan just does a fantastic job. But as well as in those tools, it references to a lot of things. But every week there's live, Discover ASEA calls. And if you're not utilizing them and plugging people into them, because that lets them see that this just isn't a recording. This just isn't, it's actually live people coming willing to work every week. Mm-hmm. And so, but yeah, there's so many tools. The one thing is be comfortable in the tools that you use. Mm-hmm. And so that you have an idea and look at them, of know what you're going to send them. And it depends on what type of person you're giving it to, because, you know, it may be an athlete and they may not be interested in a business. They're interested in performance. And so your tools, actually, you want to actually, you know, specialize them to the person.
I think I'm going to jump in one more time here.
Please do.
So many people come to ASEA for the uniqueness of what it can do for your health. It's just staggering. And so getting them to one of the sites that has stories of real people telling real stories with real backup, and you can get it on Facebook at ASEA Healthy Self, you need to be invited. And then Alan Noble also has the, it's called realredoxresults.com. And that has a password to it. Password is
Redox, all lowercase.
Redox, all lowercase. Back to you, host.
Back to me. Thank you. Appreciate that addition. This is going to be for Christina and Chuck again. And Chuck, since you have the mic, you can start it. It's how can someone prospect anyone, anytime, anywhere? Some people find it really hard and they think it's intimidating, things like that. Share with us how you do that.
You know, I think the first thing is you do need to be comfortable within yourself. And if you don't already know that you have the most incredible company at your fingertips, you need to realize that, because that is to build confidence. The other thing is to know that you're not in this by yourself. You know, this is a team sport. Realize if you get caught, there's someone you can call, someone you can bring in the troops for. But, you know, I think in a lot of it is part of just being observant. If you watch people, if you look at what they act like, how they talk to other people, just from a distance, whether it be in an airport, in a grocery store, wherever it may be, there's always an opportunity to start up a conversation with somebody. If you're being waited on, I know there's an ad on TV that says, your waiter doesn't need to know your name, okay? Well, I want my waiter to know my name, you know, and I want to know my waiter's name. And there's no more compliment than you can give somebody and to let them know that, you know, hey, what's your name? You're doing a good job, thank you. And maybe it goes down the road. If I had an opportunity, would you be interested in taking a look at it? You know, but first it's building that rapport and being comfortable. And there again, when you're looking at somebody, they say you can't judge a book by its cover, but you can get a pretty good idea what that book's about if you open up the preface and read it. And that's kind of like people too, you know. And granted, you may not want to go talk to the guy that's got a swastika tattooed on his forehead. But the fact is that start up the conversation, find out who they are. And it's about asking questions and actually being involved rather than, you know, trying to tell.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you.
Awesome.
Christina, same question, please.
Okay, so I think firstly, I prefer the word connect rather than prospect, because I feel like the word prospect has an outcome attached to it. And I think that's the first thing. Remember, when you're connecting with people, there's no outcome that you need. You're just getting to know them. That's the initial thing. The other thing I'd add is that sometimes we make prospecting all about us. Like, I need this person. What do I need from them? I would really encourage you and challenge you to switch that up and actually approach people with a different question is, what does this person need from me? What can I bring to this person's life? How can I improve their situation? What are they praying for at night that I can bring into their life today? And that releases you from the pressure and takes you into being a blessing and a gift rather than a nuisance.
Wow, perfect. Okay, if that resonated with you guys, either Chuck or Christina's, and I think they both did it, give us eights. Give us eights, pretty please. Got one more question here. Our time's running out. I'm going to jump in with Christina on this one really quickly. Christina, if you had it all to do over again, what do you wish you knew about network marketing before you started in network marketing?
So this is a funny one because I just finished writing a series. You can find it on ASEA United if you'd like. And I wish I had known so many things, but the top three are, I wish I knew it works. Don't approach this like it's an experiment. You're the first guy in the planet to see if network marketing works. It's a booming business. The only question is, will you make it work for you? Number two, don't stress about the pressure of leading thousands. Just worry about leading yourself. When you're somebody of integrity, when you know where you're going, people will automatically follow. And the last one, which I think is the most important thing, I really wish I had wrapped my head around this from the beginning. I think we all come in with a little bit of baggage, and I had been in the wilderness for so long, really struggling. Nothing had been working for me, I guess. And I had allowed my experiences to create some beliefs about myself, that I was a loser, that I couldn't get ahead. But actually, I wish I'd known that it's the other way around. It was my beliefs about myself that were causing those experiences. So what I wish I knew, and what I encourage you, is to release that. We chip away at the circumstances trying to fix things when everything will start to work out when we fix the guy inside. We get the life that we accept. So start expecting big things and go to work on your mind and on your mindset as much as you want to work on your business. The real keys to this are locked inside.
That's fantastic. I tell you what, we're running out of time, so that is actually our last answer. Christina, if you got what Christina had to say, as far as if that resonated with you, if you know how to do it, put in hearts. If you don't, we'll go with 8s as well. All right, and what I'm gonna do right now is I'm going to introduce the next speaker here. Great friend of mine, Chuck Gates' wife, Tammy Gates. Again, they've built a double ambassador diamond business. Tammy has played in many, many things in her life, anywhere from hairdressing to medic to, gosh, let me remember, I guess it was travel agent, many, many different things, a lot more than I have in my mind. But she's a tremendous friend, a tremendous strategist in this business, and look forward to what you're going to hear from Tammy right now. Tammy, and we'll give you the stage.
Thank you. Thank you. I am really excited to be here today to introduce a pivot to you in ASEA. This pivot, we are using this massive Super Saturday to unveil and roll out this pivot to you. You will see corporate backing this pivot in days and months and year to come or so. But I got a huge aha moment along with other ASEA leaders as we participated in Eric Worre's GoPro Accelerator event. And one of the words, before I introduce the pivot to you, one of the things Eric taught, you guys, this is so important. If you are upstairs, tell everyone to listen in. If you're out on the deck here, have everyone tune in here. If you're at home, take notes because this is a massive pivot. So one of the things Eric talked about during this class that we took was he called it an incubator of leadership development. And so I took the liberty of researching a little bit about what that means. Incubator of leadership development. And there are actual organizations out there called business incubators. And the business incubator, get this, here's their job. It's to offer a collaborative work environment, to nurture and guide entrepreneurs from startup to independence. I thought that sounds like network marketing to me. So here's our new business building concept and strategy for the entire team. And like I said, complete kudos goes to Eric Worre because he's who introduced this to us. And so it's called a core rank, okay? We are going to up-level the game, and I'm going to tell you how to do it. And so I'm not going to stray away from my notes because I don't want to miss a single solitary thing. So every company has a core rank, okay? The core rank is the key metric to the strength of your team, to the health of your team, to the sustainability of your team, and to the longevity of your team. You can think of a core rank as a building block or a brick, okay? And this brick can take you all the way to the top if you know how to use it. So after so much deliberation and what seemed like hours of conversations with corporate executives, Justin Wilson, who's here today, Chris Maston, who's here today, Jerem Webb, who couldn't make it, after a lot of conversations with top ASEA leaders, we have and with consulting with Eric Worre as well, we have solidly chosen Director 300 as our core rank. And this rank has some structure to it, okay? It can be achieved in 30 days or less. And the average monthly income of a Director 300 for 2020 was $450 a month. So see, there's a big problem in our industry, and after 28 or 29 years of working this full time, I've watched this problem, and that's that some people can recruit like heck. They can build their front line wide. They can recruit anybody, but they don't know how to drive duplication or depth so that they can tap into residual income and reproductive residual income. So the core rank of Director 300 is going to be your solution. And here's how it works. First of all, you get there. You make Director 300. But while you're making Director 300, it's important to document your process. And by that, I mean, how long did it take you to get Director 300? How many people did you have to recruit in order to achieve Director 300? Is there anything you had to give up or change? How much money did you earn on your first Director 300? So document that process because that's your story. You are creating your core rank Director 300 story because you're going to use it to help members of your team get there too. You're going to be able to say, look, here's how you did it. Here's how you do it. I did it. You can too. The thing that this is going to do is give you instant credibility with people. No longer will you have to fight the thoughts of, well, I'm not making any money in network marketing. I haven't made any money yet in ASEA, or I just haven't made it yet. This will give you instant credibility because you are recommending to someone to do something you've already accomplished. So you've heard what you do duplicates. So the tool that you introduce your prospect to is probably what tool they're going to use to introduce their prospects to. The follow-up and collect a decision system or process that you use is probably going to be how they follow up and collect a decision. The launch process that you use with your new recruits probably going to be what they use because what you do duplicates. So making our core rank of Director 300 a focus of your new recruits launch and their getting started process is going to be key. And see, there's no need for them to understand the entire compensation plan. And just Director, that's getting your first 2 people in your first 2 weeks, and Director 300. So in Chuck's and my first 2 weeks in ASEA, we made the core rank of Director 300, although we didn't know that that's what that was such an important building brick, and we made $475. But what was key to that is we helped our first 2 recruits make the core rank of Director 300 that second week. And we helped them help their first 2 recruits make that core rank. So here's the incubation process for Director 300, our core rank. First of all, you make Director 300. Second of all, you take inventory and track how many Director 300s, how many new Director 300s you have each and every commission period. And keep track of it. Keep a log and a notebook. And if you had 1 this week, aim for 2 next week. Or if you had 1 this month, aim for 2 next month. So know the score and keep the score. And number 3, this is really key. At the start of each and every commission period, question through your group and find out who's ready, who's willing, who wants to go Director 300, who's next. And that's who you work with this week. Number 4 is really important, and that's recognize those who have done it. Recognize them on Dream, Struggle, Victory, tag their name so that all their friends on Facebook can see that they accomplished something huge. And then help them tell their story in the comments, because you've helped them document the process, how long it took them to get there, how many people they recruited. Help them tell their story in the comments so their friends can see that too. And the last thing that is so important, and this is going to be your secret sauce, is repeat, 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 repeat. And I will put in ASEA United, I will put a flyer in there that will help you learn how to find your Director 300s that you have new every single week. So after today, go over to ASEA United. But the last thing I want to do is issue a core rank challenge for May. So if you've already attained the rank of Director 300, I'd like you in May to pretend like you don't have a team and go make Director 300, our core rank. Document your story, tell your story. And if you have not made Director 300 yet, I challenge you. This is our May team challenge, is our core rank. So thank you guys very much for allowing me to barge in here for a few minutes and make a massive pivot with you. Bye. Oh, I forgot. The thing I was so excited about is to introduce one of my closest and dearest friends in and out of ASEA, and that's Cindy Buck. Bo and her husband, or Cindy and her husband, Bo, have built Triple Diamond Business, and they have achieved millionaire status. They are part of our millionaire club. But most of all, I cherish Cindy because of her heart. And she wears her heart outside, not inside. And she has a massive heart. And you'll feel it when she comes up here. So everyone clap and cheer. Cindy Buck.
I love you. All right. Yes.
So let me open.
There we go.
Whiteboard.
Okay.
So here.
Yep. Pen and erase.
Pick the color.
Yep.
Black, or if you press this one.
Yeah.
Let's.
Perfect.
So,
that will work. Oops.
Oops. Oh.
There we
Draw
go.
And eraser.
Eraser. Perfect. Incredible. Thank you so much. Fantastic. Pretty fancy. All right, fantastic. First question I have for you is, do you know how important you are? Do you know, I'm going to tell you a story. Bo and I were down in Australia, and this lady came up to me and she said, "Are you Cindy Buck?" And I said, "Uh-oh, did I do something wrong? What, did I park on the wrong side of the street? Everything's so upside down here." She said, No, you didn't do anything wrong. You don't know me, but you told somebody who told somebody who told somebody about this wellness concept, this redox concept. And that person told me, it made sense to me, so I invested in that concept. And because I did that, my son now lives a much better quality of life. And I said to myself, wait a minute, you want to thank me? You want to thank me? I was one voice of a whole choir. One person told another person, told another person, told another person. And this word of mouth traveled from the northern hemisphere down to the southern hemisphere into this lady's home that we didn't know, so that her son could live a better quality of life. Let me tell you something. If somebody that you talk to does not believe in network marketing, then they don't understand the ripple effect that network marketing creates. And do you understand what an important part of that ripple effect you are?
Because without one person in that ripple effect, if one person broke the chain of communication, do you know that that message would never have gotten to that lady down in Australia and her son would still be suffering? Tyler Norton says, if we don't do our job well, then people will suffer. I agree with him. So the most important person is you. The most important person that's going to bridge life into ASEA is you, okay? And how are you going to do that? You're going to tell your story. So do you know how to tell your story effectively? Now, if you're like me, I've been in network marketing full-time for 23 years. I'm still learning how to tell my story. And the world has changed. We're doing this virtual event live from Eric Worre's home, okay? Now, why would somebody that's been doing network marketing for 23 years pay an incredible, $10,000 a year to pay Eric Worre to mentor us, to teach us something? Because we're constantly learning and the world is changing. And if you don't change with the world, then you're going to find yourself beautifully prepared for a world that no longer exists, okay? We didn't see this pandemic coming. We're having a virtual event. I love this. No parking. You can have your own food. You can use your own bathroom. You can talk to the person next to you without bothering the person behind you. It's amazing, okay? So how do you tell your story? Because your story has to be a tool that you use over and over and over again. You heard Tammy say, repeat, repeat, repeat. You're going to find yourself being kind of a parrot in this business because you're going to say a lot of things over and over and over again. One of the things you're going to parrot is your story. So how do you tell your story? Your story has 4 parts, and we learned this from Pat Quinn in Eric Worre's Accelerator program, okay? Here's the first part is is your background, okay? Now, are you going to tell your background from an emotional standpoint? Are you going to tell a bunch of details? Was it a Monday? Was it a Wednesday? No. You're going to keep it very vanilla. Okay? What's the point of it being very, very common? You want to be able to have the people you're speaking to relate to your background. Okay? So I'm a private ski instructor. Am I going to say I'm a private ski instructor? Maybe. But if I say that I'm a teacher, that might communicate to more people. Okay? So you want to be ordinary. Okay? The whole idea is to relate to the person that you're talking to. You want to find common ground. Okay? So your job is not to be extraordinary. Your job is to be ordinary. Okay? That's the first part of the story. Okay? Second part of the story is you're going to identify a problem. Okay? Now pick 3 things that weren't working in your life. Okay? 3 is plenty. Okay, you don't have to go overboard, right? What are the problems? What wasn't working in your life? Okay? And then go to the solution. Okay? And the last part of this is how you see your future because of the solution. And you might have those 3 problems solved. Okay? So that's as simple as it is. Now, your story, how long should it be? No longer than 2 minutes. Okay, we have a very short attention span in this life that we're living, in this social media age where people look at an Instagram, they give it about 5 seconds, and if you haven't caught their attention, they're on to the next post. Okay? So keep it short, keep it sweet, be brief, be brilliant, be gone. Okay? So if you're going to tell your story, you want to go from ordinary to extraordinary. Okay? So how would you do that? You want to go from a life that people are living, they relate to you, to a life that they want. Man, if you could show me how to do what you did, I could be interested in that, okay? So here's our story. My background, I'm a teacher, okay? I love to teach. I love to help people evolve. The trouble is teaching doesn't pay very well, okay? The problem was in our life, when we found ASEA, number 1 problem was my husband was working like crazy and the hours were killing him, okay? The other thing that was killing him was the commute. The commute was killing him. And the third part was we had no life because we were working all the time, okay? And we also had no plan B. So if something were to happen to my husband, our money would stop. If our money stops, we're in big trouble, okay? So the solution, we had some incredible friends that cared enough about us to tell us about ASEA, okay? I found a way to work from home. I found a way I didn't have to commute. I found a way where I could create the lifestyle I wanted. And if something were to happen to our plan A, that I would.
Don't touch your second-hand screen.
Oh, I see. Okay. I see. Okay. Yep. If something were to happen to our plan A, then we would have something to fall back on. Okay. So, and so this solved this problem, and this problem. Okay. So our story would go something like this. Here I am, home alone, because the kids are at college, and my husband, he's working all the time. So what he's doing is he's running a crew of 250 people at a construction site, right? He's got an hour and a half commute to work and an hour and a half commute home. So I never saw him. We had nothing that we could do, right? So I was looking for a way to replace his income. So how do I do that? Well, we agreed that if I was able to replace his income, he would quit his job and he would work with me. So we got a phone call one day from a friend of ours that told us about an incredible biotech company where it would give us an advantage to work from home. We would have no commute. We could work when we want to, not work when we, don't want to. And we could create a reproductive residual income stream. Now that sounded interesting to us, so I went to work. Now, we knew that it wasn't going to happen overnight, but we knew it was possible. It took me 26 months to replace my husband's income, but I didn't know how much longer he could keep on that pace. So after 26 months, I was able to replace his income. So now we work together for the past 8 years. We work when we want to. We play when we want to. We keep our priorities in line. We can work around our life rather than living around our work. We see our kids often. Nobody tells us what to do. So, and we're making more money now than we ever did working for somebody else. Now, we're the captain of our own boat as opposed to being the passenger on somebody else's ship. So, what's your story? Practice your story. Make sure it has 4 parts. Be brief, be brilliant, be gone. Do not take more than 2 minutes. Practice it in front of a mirror. Get it down and repeat it. Now, this can be an incredible tool which you can tell live to somebody that you meet in an elevator at a restaurant or wherever you are. But you can also record your story. You can either say ASEA, depending on where you're posting this story. If you're posting it on ASEA Healthy Self, go ahead and say ASEA. If you're posting it on ASEA Wealthy Self, go ahead and say ASEA. But if you're posting it on general social media and you're using it as a magnet to attract new prospects, don't say ASEA. Describe the company, describe the business, but don't say the company name, because then they're just going to Google ASEA and find out that it's an expensive way to sell salt water or something crazy like that, okay? So be strategic about how you use this tool. But what Bo and I have done is we've recorded 4 tools. One is our product testimony. We've done that in less than 2 minutes. Our business testimony, we've done that in less than 2 minutes. And then we have a lifestyle testimony, which we call our story, that we do in less than 2 minutes. And I've actually done a product overview, my simple explanation from a ski instructor's standpoint of in less than 2 minutes. So you might want to record those, and then you can use those tools to prospect on social media. So I hope this has been helpful. Be brief, be brilliant, be gone, and realize how important your story is. Thanks so much. Now listen, next I'm going to introduce Gina Moran. Gina Moran is a single mom. She has gone from foreclosure and divorce and homeschooling her 5 girls to being a millionaire in this business and living her life on her own terms. So please help me welcome by video, Gina Moran.
Hi, everyone. Gina Moran here. Excited to be with you here today at the most powerful ASEA Mastermind Super Saturday event of the year, streaming live from Eric Worre's home. I hope you're all enjoying this powerful, fun-filled event packed with golden nuggets coming to you from all of your top leaders. What an exciting time to be here. So I just wanted to share a few minutes with you and maybe just ask you some deep, soul-searching, mind-probing questions. So here's the thing. ASEA is a company on the move. We all know that. We are setting industry standards. This company's been around for 8 years. We're debt-free. We have a category creator technology, one technology, 2 applications, taking over $3 trillion markets: health and wellness, athletic performance and recovery, and skincare and anti-aging. All right. So we are setting the stage for really people like yourselves who want to step in here and create and design your future, building a legacy business with ASEA. Now, I just want to ask you, if you could change one thing in your life today, what would it be? Would it be improving your health? Would it be improving your finances? Would it be becoming more? Would it be belonging to a community of like-minded believers who are building a community here where people can feel safe and belong to something much bigger than themselves? ASEA is really leading and paving the way, creating a culture based on their ethos that is very, very attractive to people today. We don't see this very often in this industry. There are not many companies that lead the way with putting people and principles and purpose first. And they definitely demonstrated that 8 years, or I don't know, maybe actually 11 years ago, I guess it was, when they turned down that multi-million dollar offer from those pharmaceutical companies who really wanted to get their hands on this technology. Now that's really setting a standard unlike any other company that I have seen. So what I want you to know is that you can feel safe here. You can plant your flag. You can claim this as your home, and you can build a legacy business where all of the resources and tools are provided for you to become as successful as you choose to be. So really the decision is just up to you. It's just a matter of, not even where you want to be, but more importantly, who do you want to become? Because I can guarantee you, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep staying where you're staying, right? In order to grow and become more, this is what this is all about: personal development, and really stepping in here and aligning yourself with this global giant who not only can provide the resources and tools that you need to build your legacy business, but can provide the personal development and the training for you to become more, have more, and enjoy more out of life. Now, I know this from personal experience because when ASEA was brought to me 8 years ago, we were in a critical financial disaster. We had lost a $1.2 million home we were building, and we really hit rock bottom. Ended up in foreclosure, bankruptcy, coming out of that 08-09 mortgage and real estate crisis. And the worst thing is that I still had 4 of my 6 children at home. So I had a big enough why that motivated me to make a decision just to come in here, roll up my sleeves, and go to work and see what was possible. Guys, I had no idea that in 2 years I would develop a 6-figure residual income. There's something very, very different about residual income because you don't have to show up. You don't have to trade dollars for hours. That money just continues to keep coming and to keep growing. And so if you really understood the magnitude of residual income, I think you'd go through a brick wall to get it. But the most beautiful part about it today is that you can do this from the comfort of your home, the safety of your home. You can build on your time. You can build in the nooks and crannies. I was a busy mom. I still had 4 children at home. And I was able to, roll up my sleeves, go to work, and really create a lifestyle that most people only dream of. I do consider myself to be the Cinderella of ASEA, one of my favorite movies with Russell Crowe, Cinderella Man. When they asked him, what are you fighting for? He said, I'm fighting for milk. Well, that's where I was 8 years ago. I was just fighting to put food on the table and a roof over my children's head. And who knew that I could just, really create financial freedom. that I could travel the world, that I could no longer stress about money, and that I could enjoy time with the people that I love. And more importantly, I could learn to become more through the personal development that's here, and that we all glean from as we learn to build and become successful in this industry. One of the most valuable things to me here, besides the personal development, is the relationships with people that I would have never known. These are people that I consider to be, really solid friends, and people that I feel we're going to have friendships and relationships for life, because they're built on solid ground of principles and purpose. And I just know that being around these types of people helps lift you up. There's nothing better in today's world than just feeling like you're around a group of positive, like-minded people who continually want to be a force for good and to really better people's lives, and to just raise the standard of helping others to do the same. At the end of the day, there's no greater feeling than to help someone else to achieve their goals and their dreams. And I feel so grateful that I've been able to do that by helping my team members here in ASEA. So I really want you to step outside your comfort zone for a minute and just imagine what life could be like for you and your family if you aligned yourself with this #1 global giant, and you really stepped in here, became a student of the industry, gleaned the tools and resources available to you, and just built your dream. I dare you to soar with the eagles, because I know it's possible here. I know it's possible. Regardless of age, race, sex, background, or even education, everyone starts on the same playing field. But the bottom line is, it's all up to you. It's all up to you who you want to become and where you will become more by succeeding in this business, by really helping others to attain a quality of life, a level of health that they've just never experienced before, as well as turning back the hands of time, anti-aging, which is one of the greatest things I love about these amazing molecules. But more importantly, creating that financial freedom for people who really just might be needing an extra $500 a month, maybe an extra $1,000 a month. Guys, this company couldn't be any better. The timing is perfect. We're coming out of that early adopter stage into that mass market penetration. And with the 21st century technology at our hands today, you can run this thing at warp speed to reach the masses and create the kind of income that you deserve. So I believe the future belongs to those who see possibilities before they become obvious. And ASEA was actually a company who obviously saw that with these redox signaling molecules, a technology that's literally 10 to 15 years ahead of itself. So I know that if you develop the mindset to the place of belief that you can do this, I know you can do this, because it's all up here in your head. Mr. Ford said it very well. Whether you believe you can or you believe you can't, you're always right. And I just want to be here today to encourage you and empower you to believe in yourself and believe that you can create your dreams and your legacy business here with ASEA. This is Gina Moran signing off, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and we will see you at the top. Thanks, everyone.
More than nothing left, and it gets strange. to the better end.